I'm off the meter, I'm banging through your speakers. Yeah, I'm off the meter, I'm banging through your speakers. Yeah, I'm off the meter, I'm banging through your speakers. Yeah, I'm off the meter, I'm banging through your speakers. Yeah, I'm off the meter, I'm banging through your speakers. Yeah, I'm off the meter, I'm banging through your speakers.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, internet? How you doing? Who you be, where you are, what you see? Today is another beautiful day because we are alive and healthy. Thank the Lord that we can be here amongst brethren and talk the talk and walk the walk. This is Pop Cult Parent, the retrospective podcast where we look at the media we consumed as young boys and talk about it, dissect it, judge it, take it out, buy it dinner, don't call it back. And
What? Do you hear yourself when you talk sometimes, brother?
I don't know, man. It's been a long everything.
You can tell this man has 2 kids.
It's been a long everything, but it's gonna be a little different episode. We're kind of just shooting the ish today and just kind of talking, just catching up with each other because even the COVID-19 has taken a toll on the podcast, right? We've all had to deal with it and with our own struggles, and life has changed dramatically for us, some of us, and all of us because of COVID, but even more life changes have happened, and some of us are looking forward to those life changes.
All right. My name is Niels R.Y., a.k.a. Mask On. Not mask off, just mask on. And wash your hands.
And I am Shannon Smith, aka Crouching Father, Hidden Toddler. That's how it's going right now.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna try this suit on. You guys always have fun with this, and I never try. So let's say,
you gonna
let's say,
you gonna do an AKA?
Yeah. So this is your boy Clyde, aka MF Jones, aka Dr. No Sleep. And, that's it. That's all I got to say about that. And it felt good. I don't know if I'll do it again, but it felt good. I got a little jealous. You guys always had good AKAs, so. But how you doing, fellas?
Yeah, we making it. It's been wild. Actually today, I actually just got back today. We spent a week in New York, being safe, socially distancing, but we were with my wife's family in New York for this past week. So it was great. Oh my gosh. It felt so good to get out the house. Like that's been like the first time I've gone somewhere, I feel like, in the last
it's like 6 months
5
now.
months, 12 years, whatever. Yeah, but just a little tired. We got back earlier today, but and then overall, just with COVID, we're making it through. We've been blessed; it hasn't hit us in terms of illness, but definitely some friends and family members and things like that around us. So
yeah, it's been a lot. But we're maintaining. We're getting excited. We're gonna have a new addition to the family in a couple of months, so we're definitely looking forward to that. To a degree. Then I see Mark over there with his kids and the crying and the no sleep, and I'm like, am I looking forward to it? Yeah, I guess I'm looking forward to it. I gotta say, I'm over COVID-19, just like I'm sure all y'all are too. Like I would very much so enjoy going outside and not being worried about this, invisible, crazy virus that really very much so feels like the beginning of The Walking Dead. Like I feel like the zombie apocalypse. If you were ever nervous about a zombie apocalypse, this is probably the most freakiest time of your life right now. Cause all the stuff is leading to the zombies coming through.
Yeah.
So outside of that, the one thing that I miss, and I'm curious on what y'all miss the most, but I was talking to my wife about this, and it's the randomest thing. I miss having a potluck. I typically try to in the house, we were just trying to have maybe, a potluck a quarter or something as y'all know, because y'all been to the potlucks, then like haven't been able to have people over my house. I haven't been able to like just eat, break bread, be merry. Like, and I was like, man, I really miss that. So that's one of the things that I'm missing over here. But outside of that, we good. We just getting ready for this, for y'all's future nephew coming through in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I'm with you, Nels. I miss I just miss the casualness of life and being able to enjoy it without like you said, the fear of loom and gloom over my head. You know, like me and my wife, you know, we would take Kosi out. We'd like go run some errands, maybe stop in a bookstore, go to a farmer's market, and like we would enjoy our weekend. And I know it doesn't sound super exciting, but we would really enjoy ourselves. And it's like we can't even do that. I can't even take Kosi to the store with me because it's not safe, you know. And it's just like even taking her outside on walks, I'm just like, well, there's a person, there, you know, there's a bunch of people. Like, you know, it's just like I always have to have my guard down, and it's exhausting, you know. So
I'm curious how y'all react to this. Do y'all judge folks when you don't see them without a mask? And not like in like people are exercising outside or like they're very far away from you. I mean, like you go into a store and there's legit like a lot of people there, and there's one person like walking through illegally, like got their mask down like under like their chin, or don't got a mask at all. Do y'all like look at them and judge? Or have you even like not been in the experience where you like see them non-mask wearers?
Shannon, I don't know if you want to go, but you can go because I'm heated.
Yeah. No, I'll say absolutely. Yeah. I judge them. They consider them judged. Like, I mean, I definitely, you know, like I know I look at them. They probably can't see the expression on my face because I'm wearing a mask, unlike them. So they can't even tell the expression that I have. But yeah, I definitely judge them. And I mean, and it's funny because Luke now, if we go on a walk, he's like mask. So like he has a little mask that he puts on sometimes. And so I'm like, hopefully that carries over where he starts pointing at people because they need to feel that shame. So if they don't have one, he'll be like, mask, no mask, or something like.
Train them well, Shannon. There you go.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, you know, I saw something that said like basically this is a whole group project, you know, but you see like people not doing that. It's like when you're in a group project, you're doing all this work and other people are not, and it's not that it's just bringing your grade down. It's like you're possibly killing people, you know. So
yeah. I'm gonna go off on a little tangent here, man, because like what up, Pop Cult fam? So listening to this during the edit session, I came off kind of harsh, and I don't want to bring that kind of energy to the world, to the podcast, or to other people. So all I'll say is take care of yourselves, please consider others, and if you can, wear a mask. I love you. Peace.
That is Mark Clyde Jones, member of Pop Cult Parent. And this has been his TED Talk. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mark.
I
gotta say, like, you're right. I think I would expand and say there's just some like really privileged folks in our country. And it really like it's dawned on me, like COVID has dawned on me that like there's some folks out there that couldn't last 5 minutes being black.
Yes.
Like, couldn't last a millisecond. Cause like the fact that like you're kind of inconvenienced and kind of uncomfortable, and it's not even like real inconvenience. It's like we're in a state of emergency and this is just what you're supposed to do in a state of emergency. So like the fact that you're like kind of inconvenienced, like what would you do if you were living in a system that was straight up built to not be for you, and you were just supposed to like live through it? They wouldn't survive 5 minutes. They would get like a stare at a store and be like, why are you staring at me? stopping. Like they would freak out. So yeah, this like not wearing a mask is the smallest thing. We should definitely punish y'all privileged folks and say like y'all gonna be black for like a year.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
probably be a horrible way to punish folks because racism.
Yeah.
It won't help anything out, but they definitely need something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, like you were saying, it's just the simplest thing. Like it's a little inconvenient, whatever, you get past it. Yeah,
Dog, they act like they're asking to wear Breaking Bag Heisenberg suits. It's a little mad. Like you could go make yours. Wear a bandana. Put a shirt around. Like it just blows my mind, man. I just hate whining, and I hate like especially when it comes from a place of privilege. Sorry, and Shannon, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but just my last two things. This whole thing has made me think about two people in history. Whenever I start to, I check my own privilege. Like I'm like, dog, as an American, like a lot of us, like if we were thrown into another country, God, can you imagine if this population was thrown into Syria, this population was thrown into northern Nigeria and had to deal with like Boko Haram, like if this population had to deal with like famine. And I'm like, yo, you wouldn't make it. Like, if society wasn't protecting you, you wouldn't exist because you would have been taken out a long time ago, right?
Mark, can you imagine if they lived in a place without a consistent power grid? Like, let the electricity stop for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
folks freak out. So I hear you.
And then just the two people I think about when I have to check my own like privilege and just understand that like it's not that bad. I can do this. Is Henry Box Brown and oh my goodness, what
Anne Frank?
Yeah, Anne Frank.
Anne Frank, and I'm like, dog, what those two. Henry Box Brown mailed himself to freedom and basically lived in a box until he got to freedom. And then Anne Frank, I forgot how long her and her family were in hiding, and they didn't even make it out. They didn't even get out. Like, and it's like that struggle. That's struggle. That's inconvenience, right? That's hardship. Like this will pass. We don't know when, but this will pass. History has shown that these things will pass. And I'm just like so ashamed of the people in this country and just like the fucking baby children like that are just walking around and that have power. It makes me sick to my stomach. It really does.
Yeah. And what really is messed up is, so much of it, we've done it to ourselves. Like you think of how, let's even say how the virus is affecting certain populations of people. How many of us, or not saying us, but many people look at like racism as, it doesn't affect me because I'm not this race. Obviously, hopefully things get better for insert minority here. But this once again shows that racism affects and harms everybody. So therefore, even if you are that person who's like, I'm making millions of dollars, whatever, those problems where, it's affecting lower income Black people, that's not who I am. So best of luck to them. But, because we have systems set up that are putting people in these positions where maybe if you are lower income, you're living in more so in closer quarters in the city. So you're going to come into contact with way more people. And all these different things, because of the way they put you, maybe you have asthma or something like that. So you are more likely to have some of these pre-existing conditions. And with that, it's tough because we've had the opportunity to really see whenever people are talking about how different we are, like we've still had the opportunity to see how similar we all are and how much we all depend on each other. Because when we think of, what company does not have essential workers? Like no matter where you work at, there's somebody who's deemed an essential worker. And we're seeing that those people who are deemed essential workers, in many cases, they are not the ones that are the CEO, the ones that are making hundreds of thousands or millions or whatever. They're the ones who are, maybe I'm making minimum wage, something, lower income, Black and brown in many cases, are deemed the essential workers, for the company. And so even with that, we're seeing like how similar we are, how much we lean on each other. But instead of really being like, hey, we need to really solve this because this affects everybody, we've still just decided to eat at our own society, to be like, well, I'm good. I don't care about it. I don't want to wear my mask. I'm, this and that. And it's destroying our society no matter who you are. And that's like the part I think has really just like we've had the opportunity, because we argue, you're Republican, I'm Democrat, you're this, I'm that, whatever. And like I said, like with all the differences, this has really showed the similarities. And even then we're still like, yeah, we could all die just the same from this disease, but forget you. I'm gonna do my thing. Best of luck to you. But in the end, it kills us all,
Yeah.
But.
Well said, Shannon. Well said.
Yeah.
You were more articulate. I wish I could have been you, because
No,
you're way more articulate than I could have been.
No, you doubled your workload with what you're gonna have to edit out, but you deserve to say that.
Y'all, I mean, it might just be me thinking this, but y'all ever wonder if they're like just a whole group of aliens just watching us? Like, look what they do. Look what's happening. They got a virus going on. Look what they do with it. What's going on? Look what they doing right now. Like, y'all wonder?
Yep.
It's just a group of folks who are just watching. Like, y'all a trip over there.
It must be aliens watching us. Must be what we feel like watching, like Jersey Shore or like the Bad Girls Club. Just like look at this. Look at it. Hey, Glenglore. Get Malefac and come look at this.
They're still dealing with this virus.
Look at this.
Yo,
For some reason, all aliens sound like Kevin Hart's dad. Look at this.
But I've constantly thought about. It makes me think of the movies, like when there are those like alien attacks and they attack Earth and we fight back or whatever. But I'm like, we wouldn't even get to that point because we're just going to destroy ourselves over stupid stuff. Like, so it's like, we're not even going to live for the aliens to attack us. They're like, we don't need to even waste our weapons. Just give them 20 more years and then we'll just come in when they're done.
Oh, God.
Seriously.
I just,
the first step was making Trump president.
Yep.
That's how they slowly take over our planet. We're just gonna make Trump president and see what happens.
But hey.
But yeah, y'all. Mark, I don't know if you had questions, but I'll just, if you do, you have questions? Because I could.
I was just gonna ask you guys, in COVID, like during all this, I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same way. My kid's doing a lot more streaming than I would like, but I'm out of options at sometimes. So I was kind of wondering what your kids are into right now. Their tastes have changed, or anything like that.
There's this list is growing. So I will try to not go in. But there's a lot of things that Ian it's very different than the last time we asked this question. I think back then he was watching PJ Masks and a couple of other shows. He don't watch none of those shows no more. Like Ian has like a set of shows that like he consistently watch, and he has been watching for like at least 6 months now. So first and foremost, there's like 2 shows on PBS Kids that he is adamant on right now. One is Wild Kratts, which are like it's like 2. Imagine if what's the crocodile hunter's name, or crocodile dude?
Steve Irwin.
Yeah. Imagine if Steve Irwin had a little brother, and were both American, and they just had like a regular show where they would explore animals, and then all of a sudden, halfway through, they turn into cartoons, and they do like they get superpowers, super animal powers, and are exploring what it's like to have those super animal powers. Needless to say, the first 5 minutes of the show, I'm like, bro, why do you like this so much? And then the last 5 minutes, I'm like, we're watching another episode. I don't know why this show is good, but it's like, it's teaching about animals, and you're learning, and it's great. And yeah, but like those two white guys are so corny. But it's it's what you like. It's like the corny animal guy. It's like it's like childhood. You need that in your life. You need a little corny white guy telling you about like the amazing things that like a possum can do. Like it's fun. It's wholesome. And then the other show is called Dinosaur Train. It's exactly what it sounds like. It is a train full of dinosaurs, and they're exploring other dinosaurs.
I just see Snowpiercer with dinosaurs.
It's Snowpiercer with dinosaurs, and without the classism. That's pretty much it. And outside of that, Ian is he started. I think the last thing I mentioned to y'all is that he started watching Spider-Man. Ian is a Spider-Man fan, so anything Spider-Man related, the brother will watch. He has watched. I'll go through the list. He has watched the new animated Spider-Man show that's on Disney Plus, and then there's like this little kid version. It's like called like the Superhero Squad animated stories. It's like 4 minutes long. Those are his favorite shows. Then I was wondering, I'm like, how far can we go back? So then I got him on the 90s Spider-Man, the ones that we spent a lot of our time on the podcast talking about. He loves it. But it's also like he's not ready for it. Like the brother's still 2. And there's some, like, I was like, oh, let's start with Morbius. Nah, Morbius is he needs to be a little older for that. So he loves it, but I need to wait a few more years for him to watch it. And then we went all the way back to the 60s Spider-Man show, and he loves that too. And I'm like, wow, I can literally find any Spider-Man related content and the brother's gonna like it. And then the other thing is Hulk. This man loves Hulk. Like too much. I think he connects with Hulk. And I think he thinks he is Hulk, except without the super strength. Cause like he'll go Hulk smash, and he's like when I'm reading like a story about like how Hulk is different and misunderstood, he's just nodding his head in agreement. Like I think in his 2-year-old mind, he deals with the same social dilemmas and misunderstanding as the Hulk, and like tries to show his anger by smashing and throwing things around like the Hulk, except the brother don't got super strength. So that's where your nephew is right now. He is a interest. I love him. I know I do. I swear I love my son. He's an interesting brother though.
That's a great kid. Great taste.
For Luke, I mean, it's been tough. Like honestly, I'm gonna give up soon on the screen time thing because like we've been still fighting it. And it's like we'll give him some screen time, this and that. But in terms of like shows and things, it's not even shows specifically so much. Like usually I just go to YouTube and it's like anything Elmo related. Like he loves it. Because even then, like he'll say something, he'll say Elmo, 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 Elmo. Like he just says it like that. Like, and so it's like anything Elmo related. So I just like put in a like something in YouTube like Elmo, and so Elmo counting, Elmo doing these things, adventures, whatever. So that'll keep him occupied for like a long time. There's another thing, once again, just something random YouTube. It's like just the random songs where like the wheels on the bus go round and round, this and that. It'll be those sort of cartoonish things that are singing those types of songs. That'll keep him occupied. He loves that. I mean, like in terms of like books, like he has like a couple books that he like always wants us to read. So it's this book series. It's just like called Blue Truck. And so it's like Blue Truck goes to the city. Blue Truck is like in the country. Blue Truck. There's even one that like you can hit it and it beeps or whatever. So he loves Blue Truck. So anything with Blue Truck, yes, he loves that. He also we have the book Mixed Me. It was like by by Tay Diggs and I forgot who else, but it's like Tay Diggs has something to do with it, and and everything. But and it's about this child who's a mixed child, and it's like describing his life and his mom and dad and all this stuff. And so a lot of times he wants us to read that to him, before he goes to bed, like Mixed Me. And he'll usually say me, me, me. You know, we're like, yes, yeah.
It's like, yes, son, you.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
let me finish now.
Yeah. And so, and the other thing that I've started seeing him spark some interest in, that I'm like, yes, let's explore this. He seems to be interested. There's a lot of YouTube going on here, so he seems to be interested. Like, I'll just put on random like top highlights of the NBA season, top highlights of the NFL season, and he'll say like he'll try to say basketball or football, and he has a interest in them. So I'm like, I think he's already interested in sports a little bit. So, you know, we haven't tried to watch a whole thing, of course, because I doubt there's no way he's making it through a basketball game or a football game. I don't even think the football players are gonna make it through a football game, but that's a whole other conversation for what they're trying to do. But yeah, so I think he's showing some interest there. So he physically, we have like a little basketball goal that he shoots on, and he loves playing with that. So I think he's showing some interest in basketball, which makes me think, as we mentioned, talking about Jordan and everything, I was thinking today, I was like, I think it's time. I think it's time to start introducing you to Michael Jordan. It hasn't happened, so maybe tomorrow.
Shannon, I'm jealous as hell. Ian refuses to watch basketball. This man used to like love watching basketball. He will like, it's tears, instant tears. I'm like, oh, you know the NBA is back, Ian. No basketball. I'm like, oh my goodness. So
You put that science fiction into his life, dog.
Yeah,
Everything
I know.
else can't compare.
I know. I was like, once you can't, you know, superhero. If you're watching superheroes, everything that happens on the NBA court is lame.
Yeah.
So I should have thought about that.
Oh my
but,
god! I just see
man.
this image of Ian, like, you turn on like the NBA championship, he's like, boo. Where's
That is
Spider-Man?
No, seriously, like LeBron James' competition is Spider-Man and two guys that turn into animals. Like he's not gonna win that. So and a dinosaur train. Like it's. But yeah, Shannon, I'm jealous, man. Hold on to that. Hold on to that till the wheels fall off, brother.
Yeah, it's like, it's, you know, it's ever changing, because he's excited now. When I finally start saying, all right, cool, let's watch some basketball, football, it'll be like, nope, Elmo, that's all, Elmo. Who knows? That's probably what'll happen.
Well, ain't nobody being Elmo, Shannon. Don't even try that. Like Elmo's still number one. He the GOAT, but you can fight for that 2 spot.
Yeah. With Kosi, man, a lot of time, like Shannon, we were doing the YouTube thing a lot. You know, she likes this channel. She likes this channel called Baby Joy Joy, and then this other channel called Simple Learning. It's the same, you know, thing. Like, oh, the wheels on the bus and shape. Do you love your shapes? You know, all that kind of stuff. So she loves that. But we've been spending a lot of time on Disney Plus. Man, she's really into well. Before we get on Disney Plus, she got into Daniel Tiger. I don't know if you guys heard about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Daniel
that
Tiger.
is like her new best friend, man. And I had no idea. I guess it's in the cinematic universe, or the universe of Mr. Rogers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Daniel Tiger was a character in Mr. Rogers.
So I just remember that cat. I remember Charlie be like meow 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 meow. You know, that white cat that was always going like meow 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 with everything. But I was like, oh, this is cool. You know, they're keeping Mr. Rogers, you know, like vision alive. I was like, that's cool, and it seems like a really good show. What I like about Daniel Tiger is they deal with a lot of things when like he's upset. Like his friend will like use his toy, or it'll be his turn to do something, but it can't be his turn, and he's kind of frustrated about it. Or, you know, something breaks, and it's a lot of like, oh, this is upsetting to you. It's okay to be upset. Like, so I really appreciate that what Daniel Tiger like tries to throw at kids. But two things on Disney Plus that Kosi's recently kind of like really been into. One is, have y'all heard of The Lion Guard?
Nah.
So the lion
guard. Mark, I'll let you go. But the Lion Guard's up there, man. One of the greatest cartoons on
first
Disney
of all,
Plus, man.
it is
I'll stop talking.
Yo, I agree, dog. The Lion Guard is just a great show. So the Lion Guard is like a sequel series to The Lion King that follows Simba's son, Kion, I think is his name, and basically he has to. There's like this thing called the Lion Guard, and they're basically like the Avengers of the the Lion King world, and his son is like the leader of it, and it's just it's a cool little show. Like there's a lot of characters that come back from the Lion King, maybe some enemies, who knows, but it's a good show. Like I think if you like the Lion King, it is, a lot of times, like not just Disney but anyone, they make these successor shows or properties and they just don't have like the love, or like they just seem like cash grabs. But you can tell people who made the Lion Guard probably really liked the Lion King and really thought about what Simba was up to once the Lion King was over. And they even tie in the second Lion King movie in there too. So it's a good show. But what were you gonna say about it, Nels?
All right, so Shannon, this is, and I hope I'm not, this may be a spoiler, but this is also a kid's cartoon, so
Yeah.
I don't know how upset you're gonna be with me spoiling this. Shannon, what got me to like get hooked onto this show, I don't watch it on a regular, I only watch it when Ian gets to watch it, but that's because like my TV time is dedicated to Ian. But if I had free time, I'd watch the show, and this is why. This is how they got me. So the Lion Guard, as Mark explained, they're like the superheroes of the Pride Land. But the old leader of the Lion Guard used to be Scar.
Yes, I forgot that.
So
yeah.
Scar ran the Lion Guard. And so they didn't have a Lion Guard since Scar, got up and out of the country. And so Kion, Simba's son, is the first Lion Guard since Scar. And so like that's like the legacy of it. And it's crazy because, Scar is Scar, and Kion is like having to rebuild this. Like, this is a little kid who is rebuilding an entire system and structure on like how to save the Pride Lands. And he has all the pressure. And he's also like not going to be king because his sister is going to be the queen. So it's like he has to deal with so much stuff, and he still has all the pressures on like saving the Pride Lands. The show is dope. It is dope. And there's songs.
And they're good. They're really good.
And the side characters are good too. Like there's a what's it called? Yeah, honey badger.
What?
Yeah. What is his name? But he always is Zukazama. The coach is always saying that now.
Has no fear. His superpower is having no fear.
Yeah.
I'm like laughing because what literally happened now, it really went from, okay, you've got my curiosity to no, now you've got my interest. like it really was. It was like, oh, okay, cool. Like more like Lion King, like later story, cool. And then I was like, yo, no, this is dope. What? And so I'm assuming I haven't, seen any of it. And it might be something we, get Luke watching later. So
Shady, you'll get caught up.
You say he will?
You'll get caught up.
Oh,
dog. Like, yeah, I've caught myself watching an episode or two without my daughter. Like,
just can't tell her about it. It's like, yeah. This is the first time I saw it. Is he sort of like an anti-hero type deal? Like he's good guy, but sort of a dark side too, sort of.
That's a good question.
Because I'm wondering, because it sounds like
a good guy, but like he deals with the complexities of like
who his uncle
like a
is.
royal person, being who he is, and like his family, he deals with complexities with that. So there may be times you're not cheering for him, or you're like, "Come on, brother, do better." But like he's still like the hero of the show.
Okay. Yeah, hey Nels, is it? Well, no, they're his uncles. I think they were trying to do a little Timon and Pumbaa are kind of like in a relationship because they're the honey badger's uncles.
Uncles, yeah.
And we don't know where this honey badger's parents are, and Timon and Pumbaa are just like, where are your uncles? And I was like, is Disney, are y'all trying to say something here? But they don't really go into it too much, but I was just curious what you thought about that, Nels.
Bruh, I did not think about that at all. Wow. That would would be really interesting. That kind of makes sense.
You know?
You know, we've all avoided for years Bert and Ernie. When they are in a homosexual relationship, and Sesame Street has been trying to tell us for years, like, look, y'all, this is the way the world is. Look at Bert and Ernie. And we're like, no, they don't like each other. Like Ernie hates anything.
No, they're just friends.
Or Bert hates anything that Ernie does. It's like, nah,
It's called
man,
a relationship.
That's called being that's called being in a marriage.
That's love.
That's love. That's the definition of love.
Oh man. Yeah, but lastly, the last thing, and this is a show I recommend to parents, and I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that in the future, the dad on this show will go down as one of the greatest TV dads of all time. Is Bluey? Have you guys heard of the show called Bluey?
Nope.
It's on Disney
what's
Plus. So it's a New Zealand show. I think it's New Zealand. It's this show about a family of dogs, right? And the main character is Bluey. She's like the older sister, and she has a little sister named Bingo. And dog, I recommend this show to parents. Like it is just like the parents in Bluey are like what I wish I could be for my daughters, right? And it's just one of those feel good shows, dog. It's just one of those like, man, you just heard Trump talk. You know, the world is what it is. You know, you just need something to bring you back in a wholesome place. Like watch an episode of Bluey. And what I love about Bluey is, so y'all remember like when the Rugrats would like imagine they were doing something and then the world would turn into whatever they were imagining?
Vividly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Bluey is like that. Bluey, every episode is about play, right? Play and having fun. There's no like, today, Bluey, we're going to learn about red or, you know, it's all about the kids having fun and learning through their fun. And the world never breaks character, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that is there's an episode of Bluey called Magic Feather, right? And so in the episode, the little sister, she gets a feather and she says the magic feather and she goes around, she's like, heavy, heavy. And she just makes people and things in the house heavy. And the whole family commits. And they're not breaking a sweat. Like the dad was making breakfast and she's like, heavy. And he's like, oh, the cereal. And they just like, and like every episode is like that, dog. It's just like the family commits to like this play and this imagination. There's an episode called Dance Mode. And it's when, I guess, the parents, to bribe the kids, they give them these things called dance mode. And whenever the kids are like dance mode, the parents have to dance wherever they are. So like they were crossing the street and the one of the kids is like, mom, like dance mode. And so the mom just has to like dance across the street. And everyone's like, yeah, girl.
Mark, in case you're wondering how you sold me on this show, you just sold me on it.
No, it's and like the dad on this show is he's one of my favorite characters, man. Like, cause he's so committed. Like he's so committed. Like he's always playing with his kids, but he's like kind of like that, like still that kind of asshole dad. Like there was one time where Blue was like, well, you should let Uncle whoever win. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, that's really nice of you, but I'm not going to do that. She's like, well, I would do that. He's like, that's because kids are silly. You know, like, you know, like, dog, the dad in the show goes so hard. It's so funny, man. He's like, they went to the pool and like Bluey forgot like her like tubes or whatever. And dad's like, well, sucks for you. Like, you know, he didn't say it in that way, but, yeah, like I highly recommend this show. It is just good, wholesome, like feel good for your soul type of stuff. And it's great. It's great. Like it's another show. Like I will watch Bluey without Kosi. You know, because it hits that note of where like this is for the parents. Like everything here is for y'all, but we made this so your children will enjoy it. But like, this is y'all. This is for the parents of today. We just sold it to Disney, you know. So I highly recommend
I definitely
it.
think
Bluey's
the
on
Line
Disney
Guard is
Plus.
like that.
Huh?
Like, I definitely think the Lion Guard is like that. Like,
Yeah.
I think whoever made it was like, look, y'all are watching this, but we know you need to watch something with your kids. So we're going to make it kid friendly, but this is y'all's show.
I'm like, once again, haven't seen neither one of those. I would say like that would make sense because I mean, especially I feel like thinking about the Lion Guard, as you said, because to a kid, like the Lion Guard is a random show, you know, like to us, it would be like, oh yeah, because I'm connecting the dots from the Lion King, which came out in what, like 94, like the original one, from the Lion King to the Lion King 2 to this. So, you know, I feel like it would make sense. It's like, it's really for the parents.
How do you feel like you've evolved your parenting in the time of COVID-19? Like, what do you think, what kind of like skill have you gained in the art of parenting, or like way that you've adapted that is helpful in parenting? Because I think, you know, we've all had to like just adjust what we've done and have to like approach things differently. So I'm curious on what are some of the things that you've thought about or you've had to do differently or you gained in the time of COVID-19.
I'll go for us. I think, and we sort of noticed it this past weekend. I think it's like so language recognition. I'll say that. So because of, you know, Luke learning more words and like, you know, he's starting now to like put together like, I don't know, multiple like adjectives and verbs or, you know, whatever. I mean, obviously he doesn't see it like that, but he's like run fast, like, you know, like different things like that. Sit, dad, or, you know, something. So but even with different things, so like when he was going to daycare, I mean, he was learning words, but, you know, so he comes home and he's saying them and we're like, we have no clue what you're saying, you know, because we weren't in there in that context. We didn't know whatever this word was. You said you were saying butterfly because at daycare, you see a butterfly on the wall, you're pointing towards it and that's what you're saying. And so for us, since we've been with him, you know, every day, pretty much every moment, you know, during COVID, I feel like all the words that he's learning is like we're there as it's happening. So we know, like, you know, even to us, if it's like nobody else can really tell, it's like, okay, we know what you're saying, you know, so it makes it easier to sort of understand them. So I feel like the language piece. I think the other thing is, I think once again, because we're around them so much, I think something picked up is just sort of within our style of parenting. Like, I think the amount of times, because we're always around him, that we've seen him fall, and we sort of have that gauge of like how hard he can fall or something before he's hurt, I guess, if that makes sense. Like the amount of times, because yeah, like there's been a bunch of times where like he's running, he's tripped and he's failed or whatever, and maybe hit the ground sort of hard. Of course, we're like, are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like, yeah. And we're like, okay, all's normal. Like you can run around, you know, this and that. Whereas I think if we weren't around him as much, like falling, we'd be like just more worried, you know, because we wouldn't really have that gauge of like, you know, you'll be okay, you know.
Yeah,
just sensitive on your child's falling. It's like, oh, now you fine, get up.
Nah, you got that, bro. Come on, man, get up.
Dust it off.
I would say like I found myself really like focusing on Kosie's nutrition and her happiness because I feel like that's all I can control at this point. You know, so like I really try to like when it comes to like her breakfast and like her lunch, like I've been cooking like more than I've ever, and so is everybody, but like I've been really like trying to like cook and like make things for her and you know, making little smoothies and putting veggies in there. Like she won't eat like a lot of her veggies, so what I've been doing is like I've been like sauteing a bunch of vegetables, blending them, and then I'll put it in her spaghetti sauce, or I'll make like pizza sauce and like, you know, and just like trying to change it up so she's just not like bored with her food, you know, and trying to like introduce her to new stuff. And then just I just been trying to keep her happy, man. Like I've been trying to talk to her more. Like I told Nikki the other day, I was like, man, you know what? We sometimes I notice that like Kosi will talk to us, but we're into something and we ignore her. So like anytime she's like, hey, daddy, I'm like, you know, oh, hey, Kosi, what's up? And I really just try to talk to her. Like even today, we when she had her snack, I put her up on the counter in the kitchen and we just like talked. I was like, so I was like, Kosi, what's your favorite animal? She's like, oh, you know, I really like, I like birds. I was like, what kind of birds? She's like, baby birds, you know? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I really try to like just talk with her on her level. And it's just been a lot of that lately, you know? And with Zari, you know, since she's a newborn, I've just been keeping her alive.
That's pretty much what you're supposed to do there, Mark. Yo, I want to hear that conversation. You got me intrigued. I was like, baby birds, huh? Tell me more.
Yeah.
Y'all have definitely developed some amazing skills. Mine is not that intricate. It's like really just two things. I have finally gotten to a place where Ian knows he's in trouble just by looking at my eyes. Like I give him a look and he's like, yeah, I did something wrong. And it has taken close to 3 years for me to finally get this look down, for him to finally be like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. So that was one skill. And then the other skill, and like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I know there's only like a couple of senses, but I think I develop a new sense where like, I can tell he did something wrong. Like he broke something or he's doing the wrong thing or he's like coloring and I'm not in the same room as him. I'm away, but like, I can just feel a shift in the atmosphere. And I'm like, this man, and I'm like, oh, this man just ripped a page out of one of my books. So like, I'm just like, oh, like, I can tell that this man is up to something. I don't know what that's called, like a parent sense or whatever. And Shamel picked it up too. It's like we both gained that skill at the same time, or she just had it longer than me. But like, we can tell that Ian is up to no good, and we catch him on a regular basis. So those are the skills that we've gained over here.
That's amazing, dog. You've honed the dad. You've basically become like Master Roshi.
I've gotten plenty of practice.
You can now sense energy. I love it.
Without the scout reader.
Yeah, exactly. Like
wait.
you're blowing the Ginyu Force's mind right now because you don't need a scouter. You're Vegeta. I don't need this. Why? Oh yeah. Man.
And the crazy thing is like, I can probably sense that Ian's power levels are growing on a daily basis. He's soon gonna overpower me. I got beat up by Ian like maybe like a month ago, and like my ego is still like kind of messed up about it because like obviously I wasn't trying, but he was, and his punches were landing and they were good. Like I was like, oh, I'm like really hurt right now. Like leave me alone. I ran away from him one time. So like this kid's getting stronger and stronger every day.
Dog, he straight up Gohan you and you were Raditz. And like, you broke my armor. You're like, such power. And he's like sleeping. He's like sleeping peacefully. He's like, the power.
Too much power. I'm definitely contemplating sending him to another planet and
training,
making him someone else's problem.
Yo, come back, try to take over the entire planet.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I just
get to Dragon Ball Z, Mark. We didn't have to go to Dragon Ball Z.
I'm sorry, dude. I just see this. I can just picture this image of Ian peacefully sleeping in his bed and like Nels is just at the doorway. It's in darkness watching him.
Every day he gets stronger.
Every day his powers grow. Looking at your hands, his powers grow.
Soon he shall surpass me. Yes.
Oh well, you know what? That's funny, guys, because you both have sons. You know, I've been blessed with 2 baby girls, but you know, and we've joked about this before. Do y'all prep? Do y'all prep yourselves for the day if it happens where your son steps to you?
What you mean? That hasn't happened for the past 5 months.
Yep.
Ian has been stepping to me consistently every
Nels,
day.
the day it happens and he is your cell and he is Gohan. Are you readying yourself when the power levels are kind of competitive? Are you?
I'm nervous. Like Ian's going to be taller than me. He's gonna be bigger than me, and he's gonna be stronger than me. Probably around the time he's like 15, maybe even like 14. Like he's going to be huge. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to be as stern and disciplined as I can now.
Yeah.
And then right around 12, I'm going to be like super cool dad. Like, hey, we're best friends. So right around the time he's like starting to be a renegade, he'll be like, nah, you're cool. You're a cool guy. I'm not going to get super mad. I'm not going to test you. That's my current game plan as it stands now anyway.
Yeah.
Nels is eating breakfast and like Ian comes in, like grabs eggs. Hey, thanks, Pops. By the way, the AC don't work. Get on that.
Yep, I got you.
All right. Take care, Mr. Ian. Take care.
Yo, speaking of that, I never told you about this, Nils, but when you were like, he's already stepped to you. I was like, he stepped to me already. So I forgot. I forgot to tell you this. So this was at Luke's like first birthday party. Well, I mean, he's not even 2 yet, so he's only had 1. But you know, like at his birthday thing, we were at the beer garden place. So it was like. So yeah, it was like we had his first birthday at a beer garden, but it was mostly for the parents. Let's be real.
We're not judging. So, the pop card doesn't judge.
Yeah,
Shannon.
yeah. It was mostly for the parents, but you know they could have kids there, and it was great. They played with toys and stuff on the ground. But what was funny was like Luke had did something. He was messing with something he wasn't supposed to. So I'm like grabbing him back, like sort of like pulling him back, being like, "Hey, stop doing that!" And he's starting to cry. And Ian like walked up to me and like looked at me like, bro, what you doing? This is my friend. What you want?
Yeah. Ian was cool with that. He's like, yo, back up off.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
I just took Luke and walked away. I was like, I want no smoke, sir. I want none. I'm just gonna get my son and walk away.
Yo, it took that one party. It's like, yo, Luke he's like, yeah, Luke let me play with his little pool. That's my dude. That's my man. You need to back up. I don't care if he was daddy.
He just he put his hand on your shoulder like Bane. He's like, do you feel in control?
That's basically what it was.
Oh my goodness.
Like I'm just gonna take my kid and we're just not gonna talk about this. All right, okay, bye.
Oh man, that's so funny.
But nah, yeah, and asking that, yeah, with Luke stepping on, I mean, he's tried to do that, you know, already. It's like he doesn't like something. He has, like he's gotten to the point where like he'll try to swing, but yeah, like not, you know, like not hit, like he's not gonna hit you. he'll try to like
punch that makes it look like it's accidental.
Yeah.
So get in trouble.
Yeah, and
he
so
just
it was
punched
like,
in the air, and all of a sudden it just hit the side of your face. It's like, oh, I didn't mean to punch you, Dad.
Yeah. So you know, so of course, like we'll be like, hey, you know, like chill, like what you doing, and because there was definitely like a time or two where like I knew that's what he was trying to do, and so like, you know, before I knew it, like I had sort of like yelled at him, and then he like his face like broke down and he started crying, and it was like like that, and like I felt like apologizing. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, are you okay? So,
oh my gosh.
You know.
Oh, Shannon, then you are slowly entering the world that I'm currently in. That was what Ian started to do, and then he started aiming. And now like methodical. He's like staring at me, but he's still doing like the fake punch thing. But it's landing every time now. It's landing every time. But he's like, yeah, that's the world you're about to walk into, brother.
That's hilarious, dog. Kosi hasn't come at me, but like she's definitely like shown me some disrespect. Like the other day, she was in the bed and she just starts kind of like kicking me with her feet, but not kicking. Kind of like get out the bed, go. Like she's like go. I'm like, what, Kosi? What do you want? She's like, breakfast, go. And she's like nudging me out of the bed to go make her breakfast. And you know, when I was changing Zari, she's like, daddy, cookies. And she's like pushing me out her room, like while I'm changing Zari, like to go get her cookies. So like the lack of respect has, I've had to deal with that a little bit.
She's like, go do your job.
Go, you do what you're here for. Go.
I need sustenance. Go get it.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
That's so funny, man.
I was gonna ask y'all because y'all definitely have your second on the way. We are not there, so learning from y'all as I'm saying. But I was gonna ask whether whether it's with your second kid being here or with your second on the way, was there anything that you sort of maybe you forgot about with your first that by having a second, it sort of reminded you, like I'm thinking, maybe for Mark, it was like, I mean, I'm just assuming, but it could have been like, okay, we all know like, oh, we don't get a lot of sleep when a kid comes. But when that second one came, it was like, no, like I'm back in that mode, or, or Neil's with anything with like Shamel, but things like that maybe you forgot about from your first, but then as your second is coming, you're like, yeah, this is a reminder of thing here.
Yeah. Nels, do you want to go or you want me to go?
I can go since you are living it now, brother. I'm just a parent. I mean, it's like two things. One is like the laundry, just the constant washing of clothes. There's like a routine now that's mostly held by my wife, but I just remember, like, as we're starting to like get clothes or like find the clothes from storage, that like we constantly needed to wash clothes like every day, and I forgot about that. And then the other thing is just milk and like the feedings, and I just remember like how all the things I was needing to do to be as supportive as possible, because it is a haze. It is such a haze. And like as I'm seeing Shamel pull out the bottles and like just get all the cleaning supplies and stuff ready, and I'm just like, oh Lord, I'm getting flashbacks of like 3 o'clock in the morning, just like frantically washing a bottle to get it ready. So I'm like, oh Lord, this is coming. Like any day now it's coming. So I need to get ready for it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Nels, that is, exactly it. I'll say, fellas, can I be real? Can I be real with y'all?
That's what we're here for.
Right, I'm just gonna break it down, man. I'm gonna just go into it, and I'm just gonna be real as I can, and not trying to sugarcoat things. And then that's it. So, I'll say first off, starting like, I think a mistake we made was we prepped for the baby, right? We prepped for Zari. We're like, we need this, check. We got this, check. We cleaned all of Kosi's old stuff. By the way, and Nels, you're probably in the same boat. It's like kind of like nice that we didn't have to buy a lot of new stuff. There's some stuff we had to rebuy, but we're like, this is all Kosi stuff, so we're in the recycle. But it was just getting that stuff out of storage, washing all that. That was like a couple months long thing. It wasn't like getting ready for this baby wasn't like done in a weekend. Like it took a couple months. But I think we got ready for Zari more than like prepping for when she was here. Does that make sense? like I think, well, let me reword it. We really prepped for her and like what she would need, but we didn't really like think about how she would impact this family and this family's routine, right?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Kosi was just, and this whole thing made me realize that children are different, man. You're whatever like your guys' kids do, your second may not be anything like them. Like Kosi was just so independent, like from jump. She was just like, yo, feed me, change me, burp me, I'll see you in 3 hours, right? She was just such a just like low key baby, like to the point at daycare, like the people at daycare, like, you know, she don't smile, she don't cry, she just chills, you know what I'm saying? And like Zari is the complete opposite. Zari is like, attention, I need attention, please. Hold me, please. Burp me, please. Hold me, please. Change me. Like just constant attention, needing to be held, needing to be rocked to sleep, needing to be burped. And it's like, it got exhausting, and it got to the point, and my wife even looked it up. And we were like, is this just us? And she's part of a group on Facebook where like these women were saying they were feeling like animosity to their second born because they're like, man, this kid's got it. Like this other kid who's here, they got it. I feed them. They don't need me too much, but you're just like taking me away from them also. Like, can we figure it out? And the other day, man, not the other day, maybe like 3 weeks ago, something happened that like kind of shook me to my core. So when Zari was born, like when Kosi was born, like we cried, right? Me and Nikki both cried. And when Zari was born, I thought I was going to cry, and I didn't. Right? I was like, okay, well, she's here. You know, we're here. We're, you know, all right, we got it. Cool. All right, baby, I love you. Da-da-da. And like, I know I said, since Zara was born, I know I said, I love you. But like, maybe like 3 weeks ago, I was changing her early in the morning, and I was holding her. I was like, Daddy loves you. And like, for some reason, I was like, that's the only time I remembered saying it. Right? I was like, wow, I know I've told you I love you, but for some reason, this is the only time like I'm realizing I'm saying it. And I know I've always loved my daughter, but like, I don't know. I don't know if like, it was different because one, Nikki was not mobile at all after the birth. So for the first month, it was me kind of like a lot of everything. You know, besides feeding, it was like kind of me everything, and it took a toll like on me. And so I think like maybe that first month I was just so in like autopilot that like I just went through the motions, and it's like, okay, everyone's fed, everyone's good, are we all breathing, the door's locked, good night, you know. Like, so yeah, man, it's been tough in some places. Like Kosi has, like, thank God she loves her sister, and she calls her baby. She doesn't even call her sister. She's like, this is my baby. Like whenever we FaceTime people, she's like, look at my baby. This is my baby, you know? and she's always giving her hugs and kisses. But like, I just noticed a different attitude in her. And like the other night I was putting her to bed, and I was just like, Kosi, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? Are you okay? And I recorded the conversation I had with her, and I'm actually I want you guys to listen to it, and then I'll get back into it. You don't want me to be mean?
No. I want you to be happy.
Oh, I am happy, Kosi, and I'm sorry if you think I'm mean.
Look.
I'm sorry, baby.
I'm so sorry.
You don't have to be sorry.
I'm so sorry to be mean at you.
No. You're perfect, baby. You're not mean at anybody, okay?
Anybody?
You're my best friend.
Yeah.
You're my best friend. I love you. I love you a lot.
Okay.
Kosi makes me so happy. You know what makes me happy? when you color, and when you draw, and when you play with your toys. It makes me happy.
I'm gonna draw you a picture later.
You gonna draw me a picture?
Yeah, I'm gonna draw you a picture
Thank you.
to
That.
make you feel better.
Oh, baby, thank you so much. That makes me very happy. That makes me very happy. Thank you so much.
Oh, I like you. I love you.
I love you, baby.
Look.
She's so adorable. Oh, stop being mean, Martin.
Oh,
draw
man.
you a picture to make it better.
Oh my God, that got me. She's like, oh, you like pictures? I'll draw you a picture. Oh
Yeah,
man.
man. And like, so she, I guess, I my patience probably was wearing thin, and I tried my best not to yell, but I probably raised my voice a couple times. And so she, she's a kid, like, daddy's being mean, right? And she's like, please don't be mean to me, and I was just like, oh, so,
Mark, I hate to just throwing this out there. Kosi's also Nigerian. I think we need to recalibrate her scale of meanness. But that's for another conversation.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but yeah, man, it just broke my heart because, like, here's my, like, 2-year-old daughter, like, just asking me not to be mean to her. I'm like, damn, man. And it's like, daddy's not trying to be mean. I'm sorry. I told her I will try not to yell anymore. So I've been really trying to, if she's not listening, I try to, my wife told me this technique of where you kind of talk to your kid in a whisper tone, because then it, like, calms you down and it, like, hones them in. So I've been trying to practice that, but, yeah, man, it's been like hard for everyone. My wife has been a trooper. We had to have a huddle up and a discussion because, like, we were getting to a place where we both were so stressed and like trying to do what we could for the family that we weren't, like, realizing how stressed out the other one was. And so then you just two stressed out people who didn't understand how stressed out everyone was. So we just had to, like, regroup and just understand that, we're all trying our best. But yeah, man, it's been tough, right? Especially, I think, because of COVID and we can't get out. And I think that just adds, a lot to everything. Like, there's no release, there's no, like, let's go get an Airbnb and go chill. Like, let's just go to a movie. There's no release. So it's been tough, but, like, it's also been great. Like, I'm like, man, we were always a family. I'm like, man, I got a family. Like, I got kids with an S. You know what I mean? Like, Zari is great. She, like, laughs a lot more than Kosi did. She smiles a lot more. And she I forgot, like, it just gets better with kids, man. Like, the first 3 months are always the hardest, I feel like. And then you just start learning your kid and they start learning you, and, they just start appreciating you as a parent. So that helps too. They become more responsive. But yeah, man, it's been interesting, and, like, it's great. I wouldn't change anything, but I just, it's prepare yourselves in a good way. Like, Nels, like you and Shamel try to spend as much time as you can in this together, and, like, I will say you did a great thing, Nels, because Ian is potty trained. And, like, Kosi is now getting there, and, like, man, I wish she was potty trained before Zari showed up. But I would say to anyone out there that's having like multiple kids in this time, like try to like keep to your schedule as much as you can. Just have patience with your young one. Your schedule is like, what do they say? All good plans are ruined once in first contact with the enemy. You know, like but you just plan as best as you can. And the last thing I want to say about this, man, I'll just leave it to y'all. Dog, single parents need, like, I don't know, like they need free parking or free cell phones. I don't know what it is, but they need it. Like, you know that meme of Jackie Chan when he's holding his hand, he's just like, how? Like when I hear people now and they're like, I'm a single parent, I'm like, how? I don't understand how people do this alone. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like the Avengers needs to be like Tony Stark, Captain America, and then a bunch of single parents. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't.
So what is your superpower? I raised 2 children by myself.
No. Well,
oh my goodness!
Welcome to the Avengers.
Oh well, this will be easy. We're just gonna save the world.
Yes. It's like Endgame when they're about to go get Thanos. They're all suited up, and who are you? Like, we're single parents. Captain America, let's go get this son of a bitch. So like shout out to all the single parents out there. Like, y'all are the real true MVPs, and I can only imagine what it's like during this time. But like, whatever y'all get, whatever benefits y'all get, it's not enough, and there needs to be more. And that's all I can say about that.
Hear, hear.
Yeah.
Hear, hear.
Too true. Because like, you know, as you say that, like I think of how you know, I was saying earlier, with my wife having to go into the office and everything. Like, it's like I'm like, quote unquote, like a single parent for like a couple hours in a day, you know, because she's in the office and it's just me, and I'm like, and I'm complaining about that, and I'm like, oh man, that's tough. So, you know, just imagine during this time, every day, all day, and you're working, you know, in terms of being a single parent, like an actual, you know, single parent. Yeah, all the benefits, free Starbucks, cell phone service, like not even, you know, even when they have those like Independence Day sales for cars or whatever, just get a free car. Like, you don't even have to.
Just a bunch of little stuff to make life easy, like free line cuts, you know.
I randomly call my mom and I'm just like, thank you. And I'm sorry. She was a single mom for a good amount of raising me. And yeah, I'm like, man, I know I was like a AB student, but I was still a knucklehead. So thank you, Mom. Well,
but yeah, that's it, man. But hey, you know, Nails, don't let me freak you out. Like I said, you and Shamel, like dog, you and Shamel are like I'm gonna gas you up, but like, we're always like, well, what would the RYs do in this situation?
If y'all were like me, then you'd be getting beat up by Kosi right now.
So like, I think you and Shamel like got a great foundation, and y'all like know what you're doing, and you know you're gonna handle it like, you know, very well. So, you know, Ian's gonna be a great big brother. I was a big brother, so like, I'll just tell you this: good luck. Good luck breaking up those fights. Nell's gonna be that one teacher. Wins. He's gonna be that one teacher in Dangerous Minds. Like, break it up! Hey, break it up!
Yeah, if Jaden's gonna be the same size as Ian, then I'm not getting in the middle of that. Someone else gotta get in the middle of that. I ain't messing with them. But Mark, y'all led the way. So anything that we do is gonna be from learning from y'all. So much appreciated. Leading the way for all of us out there.
Exactly. And I mean, and honestly, whenever it's time for number 2, you know, from us, whenever that comes, I don't know. It's tough now. I've contemplated. I'm like, you know what, Luke, you might be an only child, man. But no, but
Only child
truly,
don't sound that bad.
yeah, but no, but truly, whenever that time comes, yeah, I'm like, yo, yeah, y'all, both of y'all. I was like, y'all got it. Like I see how it is to raise 2 kids, like taking lessons from y'all. So, yeah.
It's rough, man. It's rough, but like, hey, wouldn't change it. And I would say like prepare the best you can, but there is no like right time if you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you just gotta talk to your partner and just, do what you think is best for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I will say this: since COVID, I have only had a drink during my birthday. And after Zari was born, I don't have that many drinks because I don't have the time. But it's been more since when I wasn't
Turned up a
drinking.
notch.
It turned up a little bit, but like I just don't have the time for it. And then I'm too tired to drink anyway. So, but definitely had to take the edge off a couple nights and just sit there quietly.
Everyone's asleep.
Yeah. But shout out to my wife, Nikki. You're a trooper, and I love you. So, all right, man.
Cool. All right. Thank you all for listening to Pop Cult Parent. We have a new episode once or twice every month. You can find us on all social media at Pop Cult Parent. POPCULTPARENT. You can email us at popcultparent@gmail.com. Don't forget to rate us, review, and subscribe. And of course, as always, join the cult. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.